Hey there, Doc. Anytime you try to launch, it's going to jerk you out of your comfort zone. You need to prepare yourself for a pretty wild ride. You're going to cover some unfamiliar terrain and you're going to encounter obstacles that you've never faced before. And it can feel like that safety chain that's been linking you with behavior patterns that worked for you in the past. It's going to feel like that's being stretched to the limit. At times, you may wonder if the situation is about to spin out of control. The normal reaction is to want to hold on tightly, but you're going to have to learn to let go. A ChiroLaunch is achieved through release. So just turn it loose if you want to launch. Now, don't be surprised if you grow uneasy. That's a predictable part of this process. When you launch, you ride the situation, but you don't really control it all that much. In fact, the only way you can control it is by, number one, knowing where you're going. Number two, continuing your pursuit. And number three, learning from your mistakes. A ChiroLaunch is an act of faith. It's exhilarating and possibly scary at the same time. You have to give up a large degree of security and safety. You have to plow through greater amounts of ambiguity, confusion, and uncertainty. You have to wrestle with a totally new set of problems. And you have to invite failure and possibly contend with criticism from other people who have been part of your support group in the past. Does that make you uncomfortable? That's a good sign. If you're experiencing no anxiety, no discomfort, then the risks you're taking probably aren't worthy of you. The only risks that aren't a little scary are the ones that you've already outgrown. A high comfort level provides solid evidence that you are playing it safe. You are not growing. You are not really testing your limits at all. And you're not in the process of a ChiroLaunch. You might be making gradual progress. That's possible. But you're not going for a breakthrough. A ChiroLaunch carries you beyond your commonplace everyday habits. And it calls for a little more nerve. So just go into this expecting a touch of anxiety. Uneasiness is a predictable psychological reaction when this launch is underway. It's been said that if you will just do the thing you fear, death of that fear is certain. Courage is not the absence of fear and anxiety. It's proceeding in spite of those things. So press on. Thank you for joining me for this video series on the 14 tips or tricks on creating a ChiroLaunch experience in your own practice and in your own life. Before you go, I just want to take a quick second and explain to you about a service that I offer, kind of my flagship product. As most of you know, I travel around the country pretty frequently. I'm out there meeting with doctors, doing on-site evaluations, picking up new CrossFit t-shirts, enjoying new restaurants, and I really enjoy my travel. And as I'm out there, I do these initial practice evaluations that I call them, where I actually come on site. I meet with you in your office, and I get a lot of questions about what exactly happens when I do these evaluations. So I'll make it quick, but briefly, I just come in, I meet with you, you give me a tour of the office, kind of show me how you practice. I get to see the flow of your practice. I get to see what kind of equipment you use, what kind of equipment you don't use. And then we sit down, we go over basically everything about your practice, your statistics, your billing procedures, your marketing. We talk about your staff. We pretty much go over everything. Typically takes anywhere from 90 to 120 minutes to get all that done. From that point, I take off, usually go back home, and I draw up a little action plan for you. That action plan is step by step, sequentially, what I would do if I were you, if I were in your position over the next 6 to 12 months, depending on the situation. I get called into a lot of specialty situations, so a lot of guys that looking to sell their practice, looking to bring an associate on, looking to add a new service, whether it be massage or physical therapist or even an MD. Transitions is kind of my specialty, so that's why I get called into a lot. So again, depending on the situation, depends on how long the action plan is going to take. So a few days later, I email it over to you. We get on the phone. I walk you right through it, tell you exactly what I would do if I were you. And again, as I'm traveling around, I used to charge $9.95 for these evaluations. People used to call me when I first started consulting, fly me out. For $9.95, I do this evaluation. These days, since I travel so much and I've kind of figured out how to travel and do it on the cheap, I do them for much lower prices. So I always have a special promotion going on if I'm going to be in your area. I'm sure there's a link down below, so go ahead and click on that. That's going to take you to a new page explaining to you again what's going on right now in my life, where I'm going to be, what my schedule's like, and how you can take advantage of that opportunity to have me come into your practice and do that evaluation at a very special price. So keep enjoying the videos. I'll talk to you soon.